Good morning, everybody. Subby down here at Baumgard Weather Center. Well, thank you guys very much for all the rainfall reports and the hail reports that we had over the weekend. Of course, all that information gets sent up to the National Weather Service, put it into historical data as well as real time report you guys were giving me helps the National Weather Service determine the advisories and the warnings for people out ahead of these storms. So I definitely appreciate all those reports. We knew that Saturday night we would likely be getting some thunderstorms in which some would going to be having some hail. Now I did not see really much of the way of any hail damage or pictures of large hailstones. They were all mainly in the pea to nickel size range. Now there were some down like in the Ozarks area, down around Bolivar. Did see some reports of some quarter-inch hail. So and that can do some damage, but for the most part, most of these storms pretty well behaved. A lot of lightning associated with these storms that came in on Saturday night. But in a situation like that where these were very elevated storms, and we knew that there was going to be the potential to see some hailers in there. I did not go live only because that is going to keep the anxiety down a little bit for those that are concerned about storms. They see me going live. It gets them very anxious because typically I do live during our more robust thunderstorms. And of course, the timeline that it was coming into from midnight, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, there's no sense of getting those that have that anxiety of the weather watching a 3 hour live stream for the potential of seeing some small hail. So I was really confident that these were going to remain elevated. We had a 0% tornado probability in our area. So I appreciate all the reports. They still came in. I was still able to get that information to the National Weather Service. Now, this weekend might be a little bit different scenario. You might actually see me live a few times this weekend. Starting on Thursday, we do have a series of storms that are lining up in the northwest that will be moving across the Midwest. I've been watching this over the last 3 days. There are signs that we could see a few rounds of thunderstorms over the weekend, in which some may have that potential to be strong to severe, with all modes of severe weather possible. Now, in those situations are the situations that I will stay live when we have that potential of really strong straight line winds, possibility of tornadoes, hail. That's when I like to come on to keep everybody in the know, let everybody know what is going on in and around their area here in west central Missouri. So we're going to take a quick look here at what I've been watching here over the last few days. Now, Wednesday night into Thursday, we have just a little disturbance, just a little ripple in the atmosphere that could provide a focus for a couple thunder showers, maybe some showers on Thursday, and I will show you this. Now, remember, this is the 18,000 feet above our heads. This is what's called the 500 millibar chart. 500 millibar of pressure is about 18,000 feet above our heads, and this is where the jet streams are at. This is where I track the storms. This is where I take a look at the lines of constant pressure. Those are isobars. That's what you see. Actually, all of these little lines that you see, those are isobars. And as they get closer together, that's where we pick up some of those stronger winds up at the upper elevations up there 18,000 feet above our heads. But that is the jet stream, typically anywhere between 90 to 120 mile an hour going on up there that far above our heads. So as I put this into motion, we're going to kind of jump down over here to about Wednesday. And on Wednesday, you will notice here is Missouri, of course, right here. There's going to be just a little bit of a ripple here in the atmosphere that's going to give us the potential to see again a few of these light rain showers, maybe a thunder shower. Not expecting anything severe on Thursday, but we will see that introduction of seeing some rain showers, and you kind of see how these little lines, see how smooth and free flowing that these lines are. Well, now look at this. You see where it has the little dip and a little ripple in these lines, and those are disturbances in the upper atmosphere. Okay, and that's how you can kind of determine, hey, we're going to see a little bit of a dip here on Thursday, right here in that isobar line. There's going to be a little low pressure system is going to try to develop right there. It won't quite make it, but it's going to provide us that focus for showers and thunderstorms. And then as that moves out, then we see a stronger wave moving in, and this is going to be affecting us on Saturday. Now it's this is again 18,000 feet above our heads, and we're going to have westerly winds. That's these little flags that you see. Where you see the end of the flags, right here, that tells you the wind speed and the direction. So at 18,000 feet, we're going to have winds coming out of the west, pretty stiff at 18,000 feet at about 45 knots. Each one of these little lines represent 10 knots of wind speed. So very high winds up at 18,000 feet. Now, if all we have to do is jump over here and look at more near the surface, now we get down near the surface, those winds are coming straight out of the north. We get right down closer to the surface, and they're also coming from the north. So we have west winds, north winds at different levels of the atmosphere. That's what you call wind shear. Okay, so it's a difference of wind speed in height. So we know we're going to have some wind shear. We also know that we're going to have a low pressure system, a trough moving through the area on Saturday, and we will have enough instability where we could see a few stronger thunderstorms on Saturday into Sunday. And then as we go into the early part of next week, we also have a bigger storm system that is poised to come through early part of next week that could provide us with some more severe weather here in west central Missouri. So we really are kind of getting up to that active stretch of the LRC pattern where we see several storm systems starts moving through until about April 3rd, April 4th, and then we're going to have a little dry stretch there up until about the middle of the month. And then at the middle of the month is when our severe weather here in west central Missouri really begins to ramp up over the next 8 to 10 weeks, where we'll have several rounds of thunderstorms in which it's highly likely, because of the time of year, the sun angle, the temperatures, that we will begin to get really into the heart of our severe storm season for west central Missouri. So anyway, you guys need to stay weather aware for this weekend. If you have any plans going on this weekend, please keep weather aware. Keep up on the updates here on 95.3 KDKD and Subby's Weather Talk. I will make sure that I'll be updating throughout the week. But for today, tomorrow, Wednesday, beautiful weather, guys. Just a slow uptick in temperatures. About middle 60s today, 70s tomorrow and Wednesday. Great news. The winds are going to remain light through the course of the first part of this week. So we won't get wind blown like we have been here over the last couple weeks. So that's all for me today. Everybody get out, have a great start of this work week. Stay weather aware, and we'll be talking to you soon.